Hello everyone, my name is Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Path, where we are in Case 5, the Grand Turnabout Middle, Part 2. We're finally in Middle Part 2. Oh my gosh, this case is so long. I feel like I go through this with every Ace Attorney game now, don't I? But I'm like, oh, we're in the last case of the game, yay! And then it becomes like this really long case. It's like, oh god, when will it end? I'm enjoying it, but it's still, my brain is always like, ugh, it's going on too long. All right. Oh, right. So last episode, we pretty much were putting all the pieces together regarding what happened that night 12 years ago. And we've determined that President Dijun Huang, whatever, I always keep going back and forth on the pronunciation for that name, was assassinated by none other than Sohan Dogan. So yeah, now we're all like, that's sad because now John has lost his mother and his father. I mean, here we were thinking that he had just lost his father, but actually it was a body double who took his place all this time. So who is this? Is that really the case, I wonder? Huh? What? Who's there? Oh no. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Uh-oh. That bell, it's dangerous man. Escaped prison and came here, huh? Sohan Dogan. And his evil dog, Anubis. Why are you here?
How can you just brazenly show up here? Who do you think you are, pal?
There's cops here. Come on, y'all, get them.
I found the conversation most intriguing, and I just, well...
Huh. Are you feeling nostalgic about an old murder of yours? Oh, aren't you bold, Edward?
You're the one who killed Huang. Nostalgia? I think not. You were speaking about the person I am searching for.
We were?
You're searching for someone. I escaped from prison in order to meet with a young acolyte. The one who wore the red raincoat.
Oh? The person who's been causing us nothing but trouble, huh?
The red raincoat.
Who is this person?
I suspect that it's the same person as the mastermind you are searching for.
Someone you've been searching for, the one in the red hood.
The red hood. Don't they seem surprised, Anubis? Yes, they are, my boy. 12 years ago, this young acolyte saved my life.
Really? Mr. Egghead? His head is so freaky. Dogan's savior.
Certainly, it was I who killed President Huang. However, my life was also targeted on that day. The body double, Blaze, and Patricia all sought to seal my lips. Had I not been reunited with the young acolyte back then, I would have been in danger. But alas, even to this day, I do not know what has become of the young acolyte.
Wait, reunited? Have you met this young person before?
So your client was indeed the body double who was the main perpetrator of the crime. It was a long time ago, but I remember his words even now.
There have been countless attempts on my life. Not just once or twice, countless. And yet, why must I be the only one to face the danger? When I stand before the people, I garner the same respect as the president does.
You knew what you were signing up for, you whiny little bitch. Seriously.
Tell me, just what is the difference between him and me?
The fact that you're a coward and a jerk and a murderer?
The difference was great. While the voice and style of speech may be the same, one can mimic the mind. Can mimic the body, but the heart cannot be reproduced.
I suppose his own weaknesses cost him in his quest to become a leader.
Now that Rick's gone, I'm in charge. I'm not sure if you're as capable as Rook was. What are you saying? I'm totally the leader now.
Why are you thinking of Knightley? Perhaps the king and his knight were not so different after all. Ah, gotcha.
The devil believed that the president's only weakness was a woman called Amy. To find the woman, he needed the assistance of someone from this country.
So he joined forces with Blaze.
After determining her whereabouts, he simply waited for the right opportunity.
That chance came with the meeting at the orphanage.
Indeed, the director of the orphanage was bribed and brought in as an accomplice.
He must be referring to Patricia Rowland.
Well, given what I've told you, do you realize the whereabouts of the young acolyte now?
You mean the boy who saved you? But how do you know that he is the mastermind?
That day, the young one caused a fire at the garden of the orphanage.
Everything's all connected. It's pretty amazing. Pretty crazy. Ah, you're talking about the kid who started the fire as a prank.
A prank? Not at all. On that night 12 years ago, the young acolyte was hiding inside the igloo.
They did mention the igloo. Excuse me. Never fails, huh?
It seems he witnessed Patricia and Blaze moving the body from his hiding place. Apparently, he heard them talking during that time. It would seem that they were planning to kill me because I knew the truth. He immediately came to the main hall to tell me that. I learned this about the young acolyte sometime later. It seems he was wearing a red raincoat at the time.
Oh, so that's just his uniform. That's what he always wears his whole life.
He led me out of the main hall. And then the young acolyte said he was going to get rid of our footprints. So he scattered some lamp oil near the igloo over the snow. Then he boldly set the oil ablaze.
Interesting. Ah, no way! So he set the fire in order to...
All their focus was diverted towards the burning flames. I took the opportunity to escape through the rear exit.
So the boy in the red raincoat is the mastermind behind this case.
Exactly. Isn't that right, Anubis? Yes, boy, yes it is.
Okay. Okay, you killed President Huang. My life was also targeted. This is what I'm curious about. Reunited. So, when did you first meet with him?
That would be 18 years ago on the 24th of December.
That is a rather long time ago.
On that day, our roles were reversed. I saved the young one's life.
Oh?
There was an unusual snowstorm on that day. The temperature was well below freezing. I took Anubis for a walk in the snow.
How old is Anubis? How is he still alive? This dog, like, damn, bro. That's a long time.
That's when Anubis noticed something and started running. I followed after him and found a car. I had great difficulty opening the door. It had frozen shut.
Oh. What the heck?
In the back seat, there were 2 young children shivering from the cold.
Wait. They look familiar. They look real familiar. Do we still have that? I doubt it, right? No, it's here. It's still here. Ha ha ha. The picture I was looking for is not there, though. 2 children.
Had they remained in the car for an hour longer, they surely would have frozen to death. I brought the 2 of them to a nearby orphanage.
Is there anything about Dogen's story that concerns me? Yes. What concerns me is the date, number of children, no. The 24th of December, 18 years ago. Are you sure about that?
There is no mistake.
Could that mean... I know the significance behind that date. What shows the significance of the date when Dogen found the children? Yeah. Yeah. Look at the date, y'all. Alright, here we go. That day, a certain incident occurred. A sculptor was murdered. Ah! During that incident, 2 young boys went missing. Yeah, here we go. That's the picture. Oh snap, it's all connected. The sons of the victim, Isaac Dover, and the culprit, Dame Gustavia. We never did find out where those 2 boys went after the case 18 years ago.
Oh, they were the sons of a victim and a culprit. It all makes sense now.
What makes sense?
One of the youths was bound so that he could not move.
Mr. Dover did it so that Mr. Gustavia's son couldn't come to the contest venue.
Indeed, Gustavia was using his own son as a taste tester.
To think that was what transpired. Neither child seemed to recall what had happened.
They lost their memories. Really? That easily? Both of them? Come on now. I understand there's shock and trauma, but for both of them at the same time? Whatever. It's game logic, right?
The Acolyte told me this when we were reunited 12 years ago. The pair were placed in an extreme situation on the verge of freezing to death.
Sure. Okay. Explanation. Yeah, uh-huh.
That trauma led them both to suffer from amnesia. Neither could so much as remember his own name.
So they didn't even know that they were the sons of Mr. Dover and Mr. Gustavia.
Indeed. Well, we cannot say it conclusively. The probability is quite high. However, we still don't have enough information to deduce the mastermind's identity. Dogen, would you please continue your story?
I mean, I think from this point, it's kind of obvious if now that you know that connection there, and then you're like, wait a minute, but don't we know who the son of one of them is?
Very well.
Dogen and the Acolyte.
I continued my correspondence with the young acolyte even after entering prison. Recently, that has all come up to an abrupt halt, however, and left me quite concerned. Furthermore, those involved in the crime 12 years ago were all drawn into incidents one by one. I grew more and more curious, and so I absconded briefly from the prison.
Those involved 12 years ago were Patricia Rowland, Blaise the Best, and President Huang's body double.
And Miss Rowland was the warden of Mr. Dogen's prison.
I blackmailed the warden. That woman had tried to kill me. Perhaps the good prosecutor has already deduced the reason.
You murdered President Huang, however, the world still believed he was alive. If you were able to prove the president was a fake, both Patricia Rowland and Blaise the Best would have been in danger.
That is correct, and I had heard the proof with my own ears.
I'll be waiting in the courtyard of the orphanage at midnight on February 9th. Even if it's just once, I want John to be able to meet you. I'm sorry if I'm being selfish, but I'll be waiting.
Oh, that's so sad. No.
He's going after...
Who might you be? My apologies, but I am presently waiting for someone.
I am well aware of that, President Huang. Are you not meeting with your son?
That is horrible.
However, I do not spill blood needlessly. You may relax. I seek only the President's life.
It can't be. Please wait. I'm just about to meet my son for the first time.
Oh, that's awful.
I'm sure this will be the first and the last time. Please, at least wait until we are finished.
I had thought the President would beg for his life, but he was of a different sort. Officially, the President had no son. However, he shook his head and said, this illegitimate son was his, and he intended to recognize him publicly. Furthermore, he claimed that he had already made preparations towards that end. Would that son of his be the boy with horns over there by any chance?
How the hell do you know if you're blind?
Sus.
There's a lot that I'm like, I don't know about you. How the hell would you know? Boy, with the horns. Wait, you can see John's horns?
There's no need to see them. From the moment I escaped from prison until now, I've been closely lending an ear to your voices.
But how would he know? Nobody's talking about the horns, right?
He said that the president made preparations towards recognizing his son. But the word preparations alone would be insufficient for blackmail. That's it.
There was one thing that could prove Huang's words. The will held by the House of Lang. It was also proof of his trust in us. His son's existence would have been revealed to the world.
The name on the recording, the mention of preparations, and the will in Zhengfa. Together, they suffice to make the warden bow to my words.
With those 3 pieces of information, one could prove the identity of the double. We're using John.
The President blocked the first strike of my knife with something soft.
So the toy.
As pieces of it fell atop the snow, I struck once more. This time the blow proved fatal.
So Durgan cut off the Mozilla doll's horn.
None but I heard his final words. Only myself and that child knew of the President's secret son.
Okay. Abrupt halt left you quite concerned. Whew. We talk so much in between that it's like trying to mentally think of what to pursue in his testimony. It came to a halt, now of all times.
Quite odd, is it not? Anubis told me again and again how odd it was.
That scary dog talked? Was he like, something's odd, woof?
Okay, please.
I can understand Anubis's heart, even if he does not voice his thoughts.
Then there's something I'd like to ask, just in case. Your scary dog staring at me right now? He's not saying, I'm hungry, I want some meat, right?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Mr. Edgeworth.
Seems she's not much good with Yusuffin's dog.
Good boy, there's a good boy. So then, at any rate, my correspondence with the Acolyte suddenly came to an abrupt halt.
Okay. Furthermore... Yes, they were. You absconded briefly from prison. I cannot forgive such a criminal act.
You stole your way out of prison? I cannot forgive such a thieving act.
Kay, please.
Relax, no one was hurt. I merely have connections that allow me to set foot outside.
But even so, you can't just escape from prison, pal. Arrest him, arrest him!
You're the detective.
That won't be necessary. Once my business is done, I shall return to my cell.
You trying to make fools of us?
Right? If he just goes in and out as he pleases.
A prison isn't the kind of place you could just enter and leave at will.
The wolf may say that, but one can see that the wolf and his pack also share an interest in the tales of my past.
Agent Lang, Detective Gumshoe, there are still a few things I must ask Dogan. Please postpone matters until then.
Yes, sir. I knew you'd say that, Mr. Edgeworth.
Damn it all. I'm not taking my eye off you for 1 second.
Okay, but even so, I don't really get it. Who exactly is this Acolyte?
Indeed, Dogan himself has not yet made that clear. What's important is the thread connecting Dogan and this Acolyte, their correspondence. And not just the letters, we should pay attention to the means that was used as well. Ah, okay. That's the beginning. In other words, you contacted him from prison.
That is correct. A post office box was used.
A post office box?
It would allow one to send and receive letters without revealing the recipient's location. Yeah, that's why people had those P.O. box stuff.
I could not use a form of correspondence that would reveal the Acolyte's location. There was someone keeping watch over my correspondences after all.
You must mean the prison warden, Patricia Rowland.
Could you be more specific about the nature of your correspondences?
Well, they were mainly moves for my correspondence chess matches.
Correspondence chess? If I recall, the person you were playing against...
Yep.
This might be hard to believe, but Dogen's chess opponent was...
Are you saying he was playing against Mr. Knightley? Wasn't it Horace Knightley?
You certainly found the correspondence chess memo in Knightley's cell.
Here we go, back to that.
Does that mean Knightley Boy was the kid from the IS-7 incident? Oh yeah. Could that really be true? Everything really is connected. What the heck? Is there any evidence connecting Knightley to the IS-7 incident?
Yes. Yes, but,
Is it here?
where is it? Oh, here it is. Knightley's memories. A ring and chessboard. The ring!
This was all that Knightley left behind. Would there be a clue hidden within? Which should I investigate? The ring or the chessboard?
The ring!
This ring is...
Mr. Edgeworth, what is it?
Did we not notice before? I thought we did. Mr. Shields, please take a look at this ring. This pattern is Pierre Hoquet's. I thought so. He had Mr. Dover's seal turned into a ring. However, why would he have this? Shouldn't it have been held by the police as evidence from the IS-7 incident? After the incident, the seal was returned to the victim's next of kin. And Mr. Dover's only family was his son. But since no one knew where the son had gone to, it took a while to get it to him. I'd heard that the police had finally found him and delivered his inheritance, but...
Really? How did they find him, though?
So the seal was thereby safely delivered to his son. And then he turned the seal into a ring and wore it on his person.
Oh boy.
So, Mr. Knightley was Mr. Dover's son.
The police aren't fools. I'm sure they did a thorough check before handing over the seal.
If someone involved in the IS-7 incident was his chess opponent,
Knightley, huh? And that man must be the mastermind behind this case.
Can't be, he's dead.
But Knightley's dead. He cannot be involved in this incident. How about that? The only one who could be the mastermind was himself a murder victim?
but a dead guy can't be the culprit, so there's no way that's right.
Come on, think about Knightley. Who's connected to Knightley? Come on.
It certainly is strange. In that case, who is the culprit?
You gotta look at the ages of everyone involved, the relationships with everyone involved. It's a lot. It's a big chessboard. A lot of puzzle pieces to remember. It's a very slow build-up, but it's pretty cool. It all came to an abrupt halt.
That certainly does seem too much for a mere coincidence. The body double of Di Jun Huang, the president of Zhang Fa, faked an assassination plot. Patricia Rowland, the prison warden, murdered Horace Knightley, and Blaise the Best, the chairman of the PIC, murdered Jill Crane. Come to think of it, as I've been investigating these cases, I felt the presence of some force behind the scenes.
Yep.
Even within the prison, I could tell that this was no insignificant event.
Writing. Oh, this is new.
Writing letters in Braille can be a rather enjoyable pastime.
Wait. Excuse me, but you wrote your letters in Braille.
Indeed, for I possess the tools necessary to write in Braille.
Wow, so you need to use tools to write in Braille. I never knew.
Then would you please tell us what you wrote?
Everything. Letters, of course, and also the movements of the chess pieces.
He wrote the movements of the chess pieces by hand. The statement is intriguing.
So then how does your handmade dog piece move?
Okay, that question can wait. So then, what did you do when the letters stopped coming?
Within the prison, I grew increasingly concerned about the acolyte's whereabouts.
Okay.
It's the letters, yeah, the Braille. That's it now.
Yeah, Braille, you say? But look at that. I don't see no Braille.
I'm certain you said you wrote your letters in Braille.
Correct. The good prosecutor must know that I am lacking in sight, do you not?
Still kind of sus on that. The correspondence chess letter we found had been typed out using a word processor.
But that cannot be.
What do you mean?
So someone went out of their way to retype the letters on a computer?
Could another person have acted as a middleman between Dogan and Knightley?
What do you mean?
Dogan wrote his letters in Braille, however. By the time it reached Knightley, it had been rewritten on a word processor. You must assume that some middleman rewrote those letters. And the reverse can also be said. That same somebody must have taken the letters Knightley wrote and redelivered them to Dogan. Yes, that is indeed true. Oh boy. Knightley and Dogan both communicated through a certain individual. Dogan, were the letters that reached you?
They were in Braille, of course.
So Knightley Boy's letters must have been transposed by that same person as well.
Then that somebody must be
the mastermind behind the case.
You're saying there's someone else who's the mastermind behind this case?
And who the hell is it? Stop dancing around! Dover's son, Knightley, is already deceased. In that case, there is one more youth that we should consider to be the mastermind. And we will finally narrow in on who that person is in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying it. We're finally getting there. I can taste it. Alright, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye.